Hey guys, it's Tammy. Thanks for joining me today. I have another design team project for the piece by piece that I'd like to share with you. Today I have a card that I've pulled together, and let me just tell you what I have going on the card, and then I'll share a technique with you. So I have 2 layers of paper that have each been matted. This one back here that actually has embossing. See if you can see the dry embossing back here, very simple dry embossing. And then this layer has a couple of stamp techniques and some butterflies that are sewn on along with the stitching that's gone around each layer. I also have this gorgeous black lace kind of peeking out the top layer. That's from the piece by piece, and let me just show you what that looks like up close so you have a feel for that. Has these scallops that are about 2 inches long, and the lace itself is about 1 inch wide. It's just beautiful, and it's a perfect size for cards, and it would also work on layouts as well. So that's how the card is put together, but I wanted to share this technique with you that I used on the top. These are 2 separate memory box stamps, and let me show you what those stamps look like. So here's the first one, which is this red flower stem right here. And then the background stamp is this script stamp that says Journey. Now, one of the new things that Memory Box is doing is they have dies that are out, and this particular die coordinates with this stamp. And so what I did, so what they're intended to, how they're intended to be used is like this. So you basically cut out the piece and then you stamp on top, and then you use it as an embellishment on a card or a layout, what have you. But I thought that what would be fun to do is to use this, cut this out with a thin piece of copy paper and use it as a mask, and then stamp my background and then stamp the actual image. So that's how I decided to use it, and I love the results. I really like the way that it came out. So before I show you how to do it, let me just mention one other thing. I did end up taking the red rubber off of this wood block because I wanted to be able to position it within the script here. So it came off very easily, and it has like feels like a low tack, and so I've been able just to put it on my cling mount or on my acrylic blocks, and it's working perfectly. So that's what I did with that. So let me just show you real quick how this works. So as I mentioned, I did cut out that die with a piece of thin copier paper, and then I used the Zig two-way glue. The way this works is once you apply it to your paper, it will be a permanent adhesive as long as it stays blue, but once it dries clear, it's a removable adhesive, meaning that I can put something down, take it off, and move it around. And that's what works great for masking. So what you do is just put your mask down wherever you like on the paper. So this is down, and it's got the sticky on it, and I just got some red ink, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. My hands are still a little inky, I guess. So, okay, so that's down. Actually, let me just move that real quick so that we don't have to deal with that red ink on that paper. We'll just use the side of the paper. So I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to ink up off camera. I'm inking up that background script stamp with my black ink. So now what this mask will do is it's going to cover this space where I'll be stamping the flower later. So I'm just kind of peeking over to see if I have it in about the right position that I want it. So I would like all the flowers covered. Okay, putting it down, giving it nice even pressure. So that's a nice stamp. So now I'm going to remove the mask, and that will leave an empty space for us to put the floral stamp in a different color. So hopefully you can see that. empty space that's left. Now this one's a little bit off. As you can see on the card, I wanted the whole word journey to show. That's not showing here, but this is just for fun, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to show you how the mask works and how to get that stamp in there. So now I'm inking up the floral stamp with red ink, and I'm probably going to reposition this a little bit here so I can see. It's really good to get kind of putting your head kind of right on top to see where that empty space is, and that's what I'm doing right now. And if all goes well, that empty space will be filled in, and all went well. So that's the general idea. Really fun. So a lot of companies are now making these stamps that coordinate with dies, or dies that coordinate with stamps, and you don't have to use them as they're intended, like this, which is to have a die cut with a stamp on it. You can use them as masks and create fun two-toned stamped projects like I just did. So again, this is the project that I did. Stamps are from Memory Box. The lace is from the piecebypiece.etsy.com, and I'll have a link to the shop in the description below. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.